Welcome back. Today we are looking at the Apple Mac Studio M4, Max 16-core, CPU 40-core GPU 128 review performance meets reliability. Let me ask you a very direct question: how much time did you lose this week just waiting on your computer? Think about it. Think about the minutes ticking by as you waited for a timeline to render Inch's Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve. Check the video description for the updated price link. Think about the lag when you try to preview a complex 3D model Inch's Cinema 4D or Blender. Think about the system crashes that forced you to lose hours of unsaved progress simply because your machine ran out of memory. If you are a professional creativity video editor, a 3D artist, an architect, a music producer, or a software developer, your time is literally your money. Every minute you spend staring at a progress bar is a minute you aren't creating, billing, or enjoying your life. You don't just need a good computer. You need a machine that gets out of your way. You need a powerhouse that processes your thoughts as fast as you can input them. Enter the Apple Mac Studio with the M4 Max chip, 16-core CPU, 40-core GPU, 128 GB unified memory, 1 TB SSD. While many are holding their breath for the Apple Mac Pro 2025 tower, the reality is that the Mac Studio has already fundamentally shifted the paradigm of desktop computing. It packs the kind of performance that used to require a massive, noisy, heat-generating tower into a sleek, silent cube that sits unobtrusively on your desk. Let's talk about the beating heart of this machine, the M4 Max chip. We are looking at a 16-core CPU. But numbers alone don't tell the story, architecture does. Apple has refined their silicon to a point where the efficiency cores handle your background tasks like downloading massive asset libraries or syncing with cloud servers without breaking a sweat, leaving the high-performance cores entirely dedicated to your heavy lifting. What does this mean for you, Inch's the real world? It means you can have Adobe After Effects open, crunching a complex composite, while simultaneously exporting a 4K video from Premiere Pro, all while keeping a dozen Safari tabs and your email client open. You will not feel a stutter. The M4 Max eliminates the CPU bottleneck that plagues legacy systems. If you've ever felt the frustration of your creative flow being interrupted by a sluggish timeline, this 16-core behemoth is the cure. For the visual creators out there, the CPU is only half the equation. You need a GPU that can push pixels, render shadows, and compute complex AI algorithms at breakneck speeds. The 40-core GPU inside this Mac Studio configuration is nothing short of revolutionary for its size and power draw. Historically, achieving this level of graphical compute power required a massive graphics card that guzzled electricity and sounded like a jet engine taking off. The Mac Studio remains whisper quiet even under immense loads. Whether you are manipulating massive 3D environments, Inch's Unreal Engine 5, color grading uncompressed 8K raw footage, or running local AI image generation models, the 40-core GPU handles it with astonishing ease. The hardware-accelerated ray tracing introduced Inch's this generation of Apple silicon means 3D renders that used to take overnight can now be completed before you finish your lunch break. If there is one reason to buy this specific configuration, it is the 128 GB of unified memory. Let me be perfectly clear, unified memory is not the same as traditional PC RAM. Inch's a standard PC setup. Your CPU and your GPU have separate memory pools. When they need to share data, they have to copy it back and forth, which creates latency and slows down your entire system. Apple's unified memory architecture means both the 16-core CPU and the 40-core GPU have instantaneous access to the exact same massive pool of memory. With 128 GB at your disposal, you can load unimaginably large assets directly into memory. We are talking about keeping multiple gigantic 8K video streams cached perfectly Inch's your timeline. We are talking about loading massive orchestral libraries, Inch's Logic Pro, without maxing out your system. We are talking about giving your GPU up to 128 GB of VRMA figure that is virtually unheard of. Inch's the traditional PC world unless you are spending tens of thousands of dollars on enterprise-grade server hardware. Check the link Inch's the description to get yours today.